Before we get started, before Chris kind of goes into his presentation here, does anybody have any announcements they want to make? I know we've got a lot of faces here. No? Okay. Oh, Ed's got something. He's just trying to find
it. I've got too many windows going on here, man. Sorry. Couldn't find the mute button. But yeah, just a quick announcement. People saw it in the forums, and a few people responded. Version 8 of Release 8 of my tool is out. There was a long hiatus of no work being done there. Well, work being done, but behind the scenes and not released. Anyways, the big deal there is OS 10 now has a single executable. So, and the reason is previously Corona had a bug with resizing in desktop mode, but that's been fixed for OS 10. So I can release one executable. You can resize the window, which makes the tool a lot easier to use instead of a fixed window. I added some more code. I pretty much support all of the plugins now. The only one that I don't generate code, the only one that I do not generate code to support is Corona Viewer. And then I will tease you with, I have been spending time looking at Dropbox, which is sort of like my muse for this whole journey. I got my hands on the demo, and I can see why people are excited about it, but I can also see that they are definitely doing some things wrong. And the teaser is I've had a breakthrough on visual editing. So I think I might be able to do something very cool on the next release. Something that would make Mike, who's in the middle of my screen here, happy. Because this is sort of along the lines of what Mike was thinking. Mike, there's two Mikes, sorry. Mike Hemflink, Mike H. Because he was thinking he was going to get one thing when I release this, and it was something else. So. What you were thinking might be coming out. I'll just say that.
And for those who don't know, I mean, most of us here do, but for those watching who don't know, tell us just briefly what
Yeah, I guess I should probably show you what the heck I'm talking about. I got it right here. I'll give you the two-second journey here. Or let me find it. I'm running it right now. Where are you? Oh, I've got too many things. Here it is. Sure. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay, so basically what this is in a nutshell, I answer a lot of questions in the forums. I have for years. And I've noticed the same questions being asked over and over and over. Among those questions, there's a category of questions, which is, I tried to do this thing and it didn't work. Specifically, I tried to use some feature and it didn't work. And it always comes down to they didn't set up their build settings file correctly, or they misunderstood something else about the mechanic. So what this tool does is it solves first the setup problem. So if you're trying to use a specific plugin or a feature of Corona, this tool will help you set it up. Simply point and click. For example, let me just show you one here. If you decide to use the AdMob and the Kiddos plugin, the Google plugin for analytics, you want to use the GameKit plugin that somebody put out recently, and you would like to use some of the other miscellaneous like the near field and just my Math2D library. That's it. You're done. You select those. You generate it. This will produce a appropriately configured build settings file, config Lua, and then depending on other choices you've made, other content, ready to run, ready to use, fully functional. That's level 1.0. That's already in. Another feature of this project is that you can create ready-made app harnesses or frameworks, which is why it's called Eat Frameworks in the first place. So it comes with like a splash screen, a home screen, which is the main menu, the play GUI, the game over screen, and then optional content like sample games, variations on the composer settings, et cetera, et cetera. The point of this is solve the problem of I couldn't get it to work, and also provide a quick and easy means for people to get set up for starter projects.
Very cool. And then all this is built in Corona itself, right?
Yeah, somebody asked me that question today, and I'm not sure why. I'm hoping that they'll answer my question, which is, why did you ask me that? It's made with Corona for Corona. So this is a Corona application, like we were just talking about, desktop app. But it's kind of like a eat your own dog food to make more dog food kind of situation.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that, when I'm looking at a desktop app from an interface standpoint, you've implemented some menu items and you've got some sidebar elements and buttons and things like that. So I think if I was to try to answer on behalf of this person who asked that question, I would think personally, those would be the things that I would be interested in. Oh, you made that in Corona. How did you do these pieces? Right?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. For example, let me find one. Context-sensitive editors on the right side. So here we're editing the splash screen, and let's say we choose to provide a launch ad. Can you still see the screen? Did I mess it up when I resized?
No, we see it.
Okay.
I see it.
So let's say right now it says, no, I don't want to have a launch ad. A launch ad is an ad that gets shown when you first bring up the application, start it up. Let's say I chose to have AppLovin as my provider. Then the context-sensitive menu here updates, and it adds the editable fields to put in your ad ID for that particular ad provider. So I had a lot of fun. Or like, let's say you choose to do some transition effects from the splash screen to the home screen. And then the context editor changes, and you can put in the time or any other fields that make sense with that particular functionality. So this whole thing here is, that was a lot of fun to program the first time around. By fun, I mean it was challenging.
Yeah, but you've implemented these things, and I think that's a curiosity. Like, ooh, that's even the marching ants and all that kind of stuff like that. I mean, it's one of those things that I think is intriguing for desktop.
Ed,
Yeah, it's been a learning journey and a lot of fun. Actually, while we're on, one more thing, I'll let you get on because we've got some important topics to cover here. I know this is going to sound really strange, but the one thing I have not been able to do, I feel like an idiot, I have not been able to build the desktop version for Windows and have it show the right icon on the desktop. It always shows the Corona desktop icon. So anybody out there who knows how to do that and like maybe has done this and gotten it wrong and said, oh, geez, that's what I need to do to make it right, please tell me, contact me. It's like one of those simple things you'd think I'd know how to do, but I just don't do it enough. It works fine for OS 10. I get the right icon, which is I don't have it showing right here, but otherwise I get the Corona icon, and I'd really like to show my own.
If I can't see the panel here, but if Perry's still on the call, he might be able to set you straight.
I know it's something. I'm using the wrong format file. So the trick here is you provide a file that's got a bunch of icons in it, and they come in a specific format, and then you set a few other details in your build settings file, and it should work.
It will be a different
I don't know.
icon file for Windows. We use the native icon format, so that the Mac one's not going to work on Windows. But I thought you just had to put like a .ico file for Windows, and it would just work.
Right, yeah, I do. I'm putting a .ico file, and it's not working.
Okay, all right.
It's killing me. I think what's going on here is I'm not producing what's a true icon file.
Right. That's not hard to do because there are subtleties in those formats.
A lot of I've noticed a lot of exporters export what's really just a bitmap.
Right. Okay, we'll take a look at it and find out what the deal is.
Let me ask you one question before we go.
Sure.
One icon or multiple icons? So I've seen the icon format where it's got like the 16, 32, 48, 64, all in the same, like a sprite sheet sort of. Or is it just like a 32 by 32 icon file?
I don't know the specifics for Windows. I know it's multiple icons on Mac, but I don't know about Windows. We will find out.
Well, I'll give it another run. Maybe I'll go with like a single. Make sure first I'm exporting an icon file to start with.
Right. And it sounds like we need to update the documentation a little bit to stop people going down the wrong path. Because let's face it, if you can't make an icon file for Windows, then precious few people are going to be able.
I'm pretty sure I can. It's just like one of those things that it fell below the. I don't have time to work with this anymore. I need to get this thing out the door.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yep.
Yeah. Early adopter lets me do that.
If you want to send me the icon file, I can try to create one for you and see if it works the way I do it.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that because I just want to say Mike is the one who created my new icon in the first place. So my new snazzy.
Yeah, the other thing I wanted to point out was the on your interface here. It just kind of dawned on me. A couple weeks ago, I've been implementing kiddos in a couple of my apps and ran into an issue that I think is still hanging out there. That is possibly a conflict with Corona ads. So I don't know if you're aware of that, and I don't know when that's going to be fixed or when that's going to be figured out.
Right. Yeah. There are a couple of plugins that conflict with each other, and I haven't run them all down. I've run a couple down.
Yeah, and I only know about the kiddos and Corona ads is what they believe was going on.
Yeah. No, I think there's one more
Yeah.
where there's a conflict. Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of conflict with the Facebook audience, fan.
Yeah, I'm trying to track those things down, and the way I'm dealing with it is putting in notifications. So when you go to generate, it'll say you got a conflict, or sometimes it's a case where like it has a special requirement for other settings, and you've set the wrong setting. So what I'll do is I'll fix the setting, and I'll tell you, hey, I fixed the setting.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that they know exactly what the issue was with Corona ads and the kiddos, but I think it was being looked into, and I think they were hoping there's going to be a resolution to that, or at least documented that it was for sure there and what you needed, that you couldn't either put them together or what to do to work around.
Yeah. So, I mean, that specific one, if you would just put that, I'll send you a link now, but currently there is a issues database. You can simply file issues against the tool and just add an issue. And then that way I'll be sure to put it on my list of things to address. And I'll send you the link here shortly.
Okay. Well, cool. So, well, thanks for demoing that. I'll put a link in the show notes so that people can go download EAT and use it.